Introducing the DRF Cash Grab app, the super easy, free-to-play sports predictor game from a name you know and trust, the Daily Racing Form. Use your sports knowledge to predict the winners, and you could score thousands of dollars in cash prizes. Pro football, college football, pro basketball, college basketball, hockey, soccer, boxing, baseball, and more. Compete against others for a spot on the monthly leaderboard. Download the DRF Cash Grab app and play today.
Welcome into DRF Daily, DRF Sportsbook's betting live stream, coming at you each and every Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday when football is on. We're on, giving out our best bets for the day of action. We have three not great football matchups, but man, do they give you opportunities to be profitable. We're breaking down Boise State, UTEP, a double-digit game. We're breaking down Nevada Air Force, a double-digit spread game. And we're breaking down Virginia Syracuse, which is a half a point away from being a double-digit spread game. And by the time that game kicks off tonight, it very well could be. You saw a word from DRF Cash Grab to start off today's DRF Daily. Cash Grab's a free-to-play app. We urge you guys to download it, boost your bankroll with all of that free money that we're giving out. It's free to play, free to download, free to win. So go ahead and download that. And as always, you can find all of the data we use for DRF Daily at drf.com/sports. Head on over to drf.com/sports. Subscribe to our newsletter, sign up for free, and get access to all the free data. Every single NFL primetime game is made free. If you want, access to a random 1 p.m. game, You can get that. It's going to cost a little bit of money, but all of our free games are free for prime time. It's big time over there at drf.com/sports. And folks, if you're in Iowa, sign up for DRF Sportsbook, ia.drf.com if you're on desktop. If you're on mobile, just download the app. It's simple. DRF Sportsbook in the Apple App Store or Google Play Store. We're the only local Iowa sportsbook. So we look at you, what the sports bettor is doing, and we create boosts, we create specials, we do everything we can to ensure that you, the sports bettor, are making the most money or having the most fun while you watch your teams play. This week, we have a really fun special. Well, I don't know if it's necessarily fun if you're a Hawkeyes fan, but we have a prop in the app right now. Iowa will score more field goals this week than touchdowns. If I'm an Iowa bettor, I might just try and hedge my happiness with that. And you can also follow us on social media, as always, DRF Sportsbook, wherever, as I try to do something off camera and it did not go as smoothly as I thought. Wherever you're on social media, we're there right there with you. DRF Sportsbook, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, YouTube, Twitch, everywhere. DRF Sportsbook is the handle that you want to follow. So without further ado, let's break down today's slate of games. Boise State against UTEP. UTEP is plus 16. The total is only 45.5, which seems a little bit low for such a large spread. But the next game we're talking about, Nevada Air Force, that's a 24-point spread. Total's only 46, so even crazier. But Boise State against UTEP. Here's the little piece of advice that we have coming into it. And follow me. Wait for me to finish this before you try. It took me a little bit to understand, but it's our best rated betting angle, so I have to share it. Bet on Boise State, a road team. Boise State's the road team in this one. After allowing 17 points or less in 2 straight games, which they have done, against this one, I had to do mental gymnastics to understand this one, but it made sense. So essentially, Boise State got blown out week 1. It was a loss by more than 17 points. Then in the last 2 games, they're 2-1. Their defense has come alive, and they've held their opponents to under 17 points. So typically, when you see that type of trend, bet on it if they're a road team. And in this case, Boise State's a road team. Not only that, UTEP is not a good team. I believe they are 1-2, 1-3. I forgot they played in week 0. Currently, the line is 15.5, so that's dropped down a half point since writing this. But UTEP's only win this season was against New Mexico by 1 possession. If we're looking at SP Plus, which is a statistic brought to you by ESPN and Bill Conley, UTEP is 117th in the nation. I believe there's 131, 132 FBS teams. and UTEP is 117th. Not good. Minus 15.6 in SP+. SP+ is a measuring stick for teams around the country that Bill Conley uses and a lot of ESPN experts use and advanced analytic models use. It's a tempo and opponent adjusted measure for efficiency. So the higher your number, the more efficient, the better of a team you are. The lower the number, the worse of a team you are. UTEP is 117th in the country with a negative 15.6 SP+, and then they're 110th in the nation in EPA, expected points added. Another efficiency metric that really tells you more of a story than rather just the X's and O's. So diving into a little bit more of the advanced analytics, UTEP just is not a good team. Boise, on the other hand, is 45th in SP+ and 54th in EPA, so a solid jump better than UTEP is. UTEP's only scored 14 points or more once this season, and it was against the New Mexico State earlier this season. Boise State's offense isn't necessarily fantastic, just 4.8 yards per play, 3.5 yards on the ground, 6.4 yards per attempt. So not fantastic numbers for either team. I think the play, though, with ease is Boise State minus 16. UTEP is just not a good offensive team, and I think just based off of the average that you see here, there's a really solid chance that UTEP can't even keep up with Boise State's offense, and we see Boise State cover. I am going with the public here on this one, as Boise State, 78% of the public are on the Broncos, and I've said this probably each of our last DRF dailies. I don't like riding with the public. It always gives me a little bit of nerves. But I'm going with the public here. Give me Boise State at minus 15.5, minus 16. Although I will say I might fade the public here and go over 45 points, 46 points, because I think for Boise State to build up that big of a lead and win it, they might have to. It might be a little bit of a higher scoring game than 46. Nothing too much more than that. It probably come right near that number, but I just don't see. I mean, that's such a large spread and it's kind of a low point total. So give me Boise State minus 15.5. Moving on from that game, we're going to hit on Nevada Air Force. We broke down this game last Friday, and I was all over Air Force going into Wyoming and covering that game. It didn't work out for me, right? Air Force last week, they lost to Wyoming as 16.5 point favorites. Air Force lost 17-14 on the road against a not good Wyoming team. That was coming off of a dominant win against Colorado, a dominant win against Northern Iowa, and dating back to their bowl game last year, a win over Louisville. This broke a 6-game win streak straight up and against the spread. And I was really high on Air Force. And now we're coming into this game. Nevada is a 24-point underdog on the road against Air Force. Air Force has the second highest elevation in all of college football, so a huge home field advantage there in Colorado. And Nevada, folks, it is a bad program. 80% of the public, though, are riding with the Wolfpack. 72% of the public is on Nevada plus 24, which is absolutely insane to me because Nevada's 114th in the nation in SP+. We just talked about that with UTEP, so they're right around the same area as UTEP at minus 15.3. Air Force is 51st, 4.4, so a very similar matchup to that of Boise State and UTEP. I'm assuming the line is so large because of the home field advantage. It's actually a measure of something. It's measurable here for Air Force. But the thing is, Nevada's offense isn't absurdly terrible like UTEP's is. UTEP only averages 14 points a game. Nevada, on the other hand, 24 points per game. The issue is their defense just isn't that great. Defense allows 25 points per game. So that'll be interesting to watch. Can Nevada's offense just kind of keep pace with Air Force in this one? Nevada's not good at rushing it, which is actually quite interesting because Air Force struggles mightily against teams that can't rush it well. I believe they're 2-7 against this spread, against teams that have less than I'm trying to pull it from my head. It's not like I don't have the betting angles right in front of me. We'll share the screen here. Check it out. That Air Force is 5-20 in home games against poor rushing teams, and we define a poor rushing team as averaging less than 3.25 rush yards per carry since 1992, which is quite an interesting stat to me, because you would think Air Force's defense would be good against teams like that. But Air Force is a triple option team, and this is a key component of it all. Nevada's defense isn't great, but their rush D isn't terrible. They allow just 3.6 yards per carry, which for kind of how bad the defense is as a whole, I thought that number would be higher. So it's still, I mean, if you're breaking down the averages, it's nearly 4 yards per carry, and after 2 carries, you have 8 yards, blah, 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 if we want to talk about the law of averages and all of that. Air Force is a triple option team, so that might give Nevada a little bit of headaches, but it also could give Nevada an opportunity to kind of stymie this Air Force attack. With all that being said, my pick here, of course, it's going to be Air Force to win, but I'm not playing that money line, because that money line, of course, it's probably going to be minus 15,000, something absurd. I'm going to go with the public here, unfortunately, again, and it scares me that I'm on the public side in back-to-back games that I'm picking, but I'm going with the power line. Our power line gives the edge to Nevada. It makes this line more like Air Force minus 15, and I'm going to go Nevada here at plus 24. I think Air Force wins, but plus 24, that's 4 possessions, right? That's 3 touchdowns and a field goal, and then you get a push. And I think Nevada's offense isn't that bad to get blown out by 4 possessions. I think Nevada keeps it close. Hopefully they watch the film on what Wyoming did well against them. The home field advantage, though, for Air Force might give them a few extra points. And that does worry me. That Air Force is the second highest elevation in the entire country in all of college football. And it might make an impact in this game. But Nevada plus 24, just way too many points for me to take. So give me Nevada plus 24. They're going to move to 2-3 on the season. But let's look at what they are against the spread so far this year. Oh, and they're going to move to... Man, they're not great. They're 2-2 against the spread, too. So they're going to move to 2-3 straight up, 3-2 against the spread. I like it. Give me Nevada plus 24. So, with all that being said, we just broke down 2 solid games of the day today.